Hello, gang. Everybody's having a good week so far. I feel like this video is crooked for some reason. I don't mean unethical. There we go. Now everything's on the level. I'm smoking this little Blakemore Briars Aristocrat Diamond Shank Bulldog. Or at least I'm trying to. That was the charring light, so take two. There we go. Now she's a chooching. And I'm smoking. Clean that off so you don't see my mess. And the light there. Some Northwoods. It's about a year in the jar. I haven't had this one in a while. For some reason I don't have it packed right. I won't bore you with the details. This is kind of a VR. Not really, but kind of. To the guys over at Hey We're Talking. Scotty, Bob, and Derek. If you haven't found Hey We're Talking, they do videos that are about 25-30 minutes in length, so take that into account. But if you want to spend a half an hour, just kind of cutting up with the guys, talking about all manner of different topics, they're a cool channel to follow. All three of them are good people, and then together they're kind of like Mo, Curly, and Shemp or something. I don't know. Anyway, a couple of days ago they did a video, and it was things you wish people had told you before you got married. And their discussion kind of, I won't say devolved, it kind of focused on little things like toilet paper, the sock drawer, folding clothes, that kind of stuff. Which is just stuff. I got to thinking about it, which is dangerous in itself. And I put together a list of 10 things that I wish someone had told me before I got married, or 10 things that I think people need to know before they get married. Let me just say before I start this, I'm guilty of screwing up. Let's see, there's 10 of them on here. Probably 10 of them. If not daily, weekly. So keep that in mind. I'm not a marriage counselor or anything like that. I don't have all the answers. I haven't even heard all the questions yet. But here's 10 things I came up with. 10 things that I think people need to know before they get married or need to understand. I've got these, I had them written down in just the order they came to me, but I'm going to kind of skip around a little bit. So I better get my pencil out. Change. If you're not willing to change who you are, as a person, what you believe, what you want, all that kind of stuff. Don't be expecting somebody else to change who they are or what they believe. People will change and can change, but more often than not, the only change that really counts is the one that comes from within. Someone tells you to stop wearing those socks with that shirt, you're just going to say, I like these socks with that shirt. Whatever. I'm talking, people that really try to change who someone else is. Speaking of that, the next one is, why would you want to change someone who you decided was the perfect person to marry? When you decided to marry them for a reason, what was it? Then ask yourself, why would you want to change that? So that's another one. You often hear people get married say they're going to start a new life and do this and do that. What people often forget is a marriage consists of two people that had complete, full lives before they were married. They're in the middle of living their own life. You can't stop that and start a new life as a couple or as one. I understand what they mean by that. But we all come with baggage and history. All this other stuff that makes us us. And you can't just shed it and start over just because you're married. You are who you are. They are who they are. You're not just going to start over. This is a big one for me. It's okay to be wrong. It's not the end of the world. If you've done something wrong, it's a learning opportunity. It teaches you the right way to do something. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay for somebody else to be wrong. It happens about 50% of the time. Here's another big one. This is the same thing, but it's okay to be wrong, even if you are right. Just move on. Take one for the team every now and then. It's not that big of a deal that you caught them putting the coffee cup in the wrong cupboard. Absolutes and compromises. There are absolutes in life. Society's trying to tell us something different about that these days, but there are absolutes. There are things you have to be firm with. There are things that are right and things that are wrong. there's also compromises. If you come up against one of those absolutes, and it doesn't fit your way of thinking, see if you can figure out a way to compromise, either in your own head or outwardly. You're going to have to make compromises in a marriage, in any relationship. It just will not work without it. Two people cannot coexist without butting heads and working things out. When you find yourself on what you call the right side of an absolute, you have to look at it from more than just your perspective. I'm not saying change your beliefs or change your core beliefs or whatever, but if you come up against something that you're not willing to compromise about, you need to have a good reason to not compromise it. I compromise a lot of stuff, but some of the things that I'm kind of firm on are stuff that I call moral absolutes. Something that is right and something that is wrong. I don't want to do the wrong thing just because it's the easy way out or because it will appease somebody or something like that. It's a minefield, but there's a way to worm your way through it. I like that analogy, actually. Absolutes and compromises. The absolutes are the mines in the minefield. The compromise is the path you take through them. It's not going to change. If you step on a mine, it's going to blow up. How do you get around it? How do you get through it? This next one isn't really well, I guess it is. It's something that somebody told me after I was married that I thought it was very well said. So well said that I'm probably paraphrasing it because I've forgotten exactly what he said. But marriage is the cashing of the checks that you wrote while you were dating. Presented yourself as a person that did this and thought that and loved this and didn't like that. You basically laid it out on the table, who you are, what you believe, that kind of stuff. Then you get married. Now all of a sudden somebody's scrutinizing what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're thinking. If it doesn't match what you laid out on the table, were you being fair to them? Are they being picky? Just keep that in mind. Be who you are before and after. Let's see here. Let's throw this one in there. When you get married, buy yourself a mirror. And look into it often. Make sure things look right. I'm not talking about your hair and your beard, makeup, clothes. about what's inside. We are so quick as humans to judge somebody else, to find the flaws in them, but we're negligent when it comes to doing that service to ourselves. I dare say a lot of the problems in life, marriage, whatever, that you come up against can be either fixed or severely altered for the better if you learn how to look in that mirror. Big stuff versus small stuff. People have problems, people have arguments, whatever. Things come up that you cannot avoid dealing with, the big things. Major disagreements or something like that. Could be anything. How you're raising your kids, what you want to do with your money, whatever. Stuff that you can't ignore. That's the big stuff. You have to take care of it. When it comes up, it's there until you've solved the problem. Then there's the small stuff. Stuff like the toilet paper roll and where the dishes go, and I don't like those shoes. Your side of the counter's too messy. You know, all these little things, little nitpicky things. It's very easy to just brush them aside. It's not really a problem. What you end up doing is putting all these small things kind of in a pressure cooker. They keep happening over and over again, or you find another little thing that you don't like or whatever. Throw it in that little pressure cooker, you ignore it. Well, it's not ignoring itself. You can say you ignore it, but it's building up. Unless you have a way to release that pressure valve, it's eventually going to blow. So I say, deal with those little things as they come up. Usually it's just a difference of opinion or something like that. It's not a big deal. And if you tackle the problem with tact and love and respect for the other person, you can usually sort those little things out pretty quickly. I mean, in a matter of minutes, if that. I mean, a lot of times somebody's doing something that's annoying you and they don't even realize they're doing it or that it annoys you. Just a little communication can keep that pressure cooker from building up and becoming a big thing unto itself. Another one. I think I've only got two more, so. Things will happen that you will not be prepared for. You get married, go off and build your little cottage in the wood, get the right china pattern, paint the bathroom lavender, his and her toothbrushes, everything's perfect. Then there's a car accident. Somebody gets cancer. Somebody's father dies. Child gets sick. Whatever. Stuff is going to happen that you will not be prepared for. You cannot be prepared for. And it will affect you individually and as a couple. I can't tell you how to prepare for stuff. You just need to know that something's coming. You talk to everybody you know. Something's happened in their life that was big and overwhelming that they weren't prepared for. And the last one on this list. Remember why you got married in the first place. What was it that drew you to that person in such a way that you said, I want to spend the rest of my life with them? And remember it. Think about it. Dwell on it. When any of this other stuff comes up, fall back on that. Why did you get married to begin with? I think, generally speaking, that answer can be boiled down to because you love somebody. If that's the case, there's things you want to do for them, things you want to be for them. Remember that. That can get you through a lot of this little stuff that happens, you know. Did I marry this person because I wanted a project wife or a project husband? I want to rebuild that 57 Chevy or whatever it is you're thinking. I don't think so. People don't go into that. People don't do that too much. You married them because you pretty much decided they were perfect for you. Act like it. That's about all I got. I'm going to be very disappointed that this video didn't record, which I'm having a sinking feeling that has happened. So if you see this, ignore that part. Talk to you soon.